Hi everyone, welcome to a nice sunny day. Although there's a lot of cloud in the sky, we've got a nice bit of break in the cloud. There's a nice bit of sunshine, but let's go inside and let's do bonsai. So welcome inside everyone, here we are. Today we're going to be working on the citrus trees again. They've developed some more of that black sooty mould on the leaves, so we're going to work on that to get rid of that. But whilst I was collecting the citrus trees, I had to move a couple of our trees from the kits, and because of their height, obviously they've gone into the other tent. And the first one I pulled out was this Delonix Regia, and I just thought I'd let you have a quick look at it to see that it's going quite well. We've got, you know, all the original growth down here, and there it was coming up to this level where it got too high for the shelf it was on. Then since then we've had this set of leaves come out, and then we've got another set of leaves coming out up above, and it's just doing really well. When you go into water it and look to check on it, the leaves could be down or they could be up depending on the time of day, and it's good to see that we are getting those you know, the leaves up and down on a regular basis. You can see another set of leaves coming out from the top again there. So just to show that the Delonix Regia continues to do well. Also, while I was in there, the Redbuds just needed to be moved out of the way, and they've come really tall. I think we're just about out of shot up here with how tall they are, but the leaves are absolutely lovely up the top, and it does say to start trimming them early whilst they're saplings, but I'm a little bit hesitant at the moment to trim these back to any type of level, so I am literally just at the moment going to let them grow and carry on. But I just thought you'd like to see these lovely heart-shaped leaves. If we come in from up above, you can see there's some nice new foliage coming in, and it just keeps going from strength to strength. These ones, they're doing really well. Both of the ones that germinated just continue to grow, and there's growth coming out all the time from the leader side, and it's just doing really well. So that's the Redbuds. So firstly we have one of the lemon trees here. You'll remember that we basically defoliated the whole thing and took it back, and it was just a Y-shaped stick. But there are a number of the leaves that are covered in this black soot, so we're going to try and clean that up today and get it looking good again. I'll bring you in so you can have a look. So you can see there the mould that's on the branches and the leaves, and it all just needs a nice clean up. So I've got some soapy water solution here, and I'll just start the process by spraying the leaves. And we'll get the underside of the leaves also, and then if we just get the branches as well, and we'll just let that soak in for a short period. Okay, so the spray's been on there for a period of time now, and I did spray the other 3 citrus trees that we're going to work on, so that obviously we can get straight into those. Now this black sooty mould is created by, probably in our case, the green fly that's been flying around. Attaches itself to normally the underside of the leaves and starts eating away and sucking all the nutrients out of the tree and the leaves. And after it's done that, it secretes a honeydew, which just gets left on the leaves, and then eventually that goes all mouldy, and you get the black sooty mould and some grey white mould that's also appeared as well. So now that we've let that soak in, you know, so that we're going to obviously have got rid of any flies or eggs that are there, I've got some of my wife's makeup pads. I was looking for some cotton wool, but yet again, can't seem to ever find any cotton wool nowadays. So I'm going to use some of these makeup remover pads, which are basically cotton wool anyway. And I've got some soapy water here, so I'll just give it a little bit of a mix up. And I've got the pad nice and moist. And what I'll do is just wipe, because there's not so many leaves now, I'll just wipe each leaf individually, removing the soot. I will give the underneath of the leaves a good wipe as well. And you can see straight away there we've got some black soot that's come off of the leaves, but we'll continue to work through and make sure that we remove as much of it as possible. And that will hopefully allow the tree to carry on growing in a nice and happy position that it's in. We can see that obviously it's nice and strong because the leaves returned. This one we actually removed all the leaves in a previous video on Citrus Saturday, which became Citrus Sunday as well, which then basically was the Citrus Weekend, but Citrus Weekend just didn't sound right. So we'll get all this black soot off of every leaf, and then we'll also get the toothbrush and work away at the trunk as well, and just do the best we can for this little lemon tree, so that it can, there you go, we've got lots and lots of the black soot removed. The soot will also affect the photosynthesizing that the tree can do on it using its leaves, so that affects the health also. It's a good job that we are taking these steps and removing this black sooty build-up. And it's coming off nicely, having let the soapy water soak in for a period of time. And the leaves, as a result of this, after we've rinsed them off as well, will be lovely and shiny and hopefully continue growing and doing its stuff. So we'll just get the toothbrush onto the branch here and just clean this down as best we can as well. There is quite a bit of the sooty build-up on the branches, so this will be very appreciative of the work that we're doing. It can only be good. What I will do is just go along with the pad as well. Just make sure that I'm not leaving any bits on the, I don't know if you can hear that, but Pete's actually snoring. So that's not looking too bad. I'll just rinse my fingers off, and then I can just make sure that we've got all the little bits off. Give it every chance of carrying on. It's done really well from when we took it back to being just a stick in the pot. It really has recovered very well. So we'll just put that to one side. We'll leave the soapy water on for the time being, and we'll be cleaning that off shortly. This is an orange tree, not a lemon. Well, let's go straight on to the orange tree. I was going to do the 2 lemon trees and then the orange tree. So I've already sprayed this one. We left a lot of the leaves on last time because they were in pretty good shape, and we didn't want to ask too much of this tree because it had quite a bit of a time already on its own. But the new leaves look pretty good, and to be fair, there's not a lot of black soot on any of them, so they just need a small wipe. There's just a little bit of soot to one side, which must be an area of the tent that was contaminated still in some way with some green fly or white fly. But we'll still clean it regardless. It seems relatively clean, but you can see that we did have it to here, so all this new growth coming up has done really well, and there's some new growth coming out the side and new growth coming out of this side, so it's recovered nicely, although we didn't ask too much of this one. And that's pretty much it. I think I am going to just remove one of the leaves, which is just a little bit damaged. We'll leave a bit of the petiole on. We'll just take that one away because it's looking a little bit too damaged, and it hasn't grown right either, so that'll do its best. So we'll put that to one side, and we'll bring in the small orange tree. So we'll just put the large orange tree to one side and bring in the small orange tree. And this again was just left as a stick in a pot, but we've got all the extra growth coming out of the ends, so it's continued to grow and continue to do okay. So I did spray this one, and there are some blackening of the leaves. It would appear that the lemon trees have been attacked more than the orange trees. Maybe that's something to do with the flies that were in there, that they did prefer the lemon trees to the orange trees, maybe. But we'll get them cleaned up, obviously. Again, this side doesn't seem to have much damage at all. It was all over that side, so the angle that it was set at in the tent must have been an area where there was some remaining flies, green flies or something from when we cleaned the tent up, or they've been near something that's been harbouring some of those flies. But I have been spraying in there regular, so hopefully they have gone, and this will again continue to grow with the others. So we'll put that to one side, and then I'll come in with the large lemon tree. So if you can still see me, this is the large lemon tree, and this really is still carrying quite a bit of sootiness, quite a lot. Even the rocks that we placed onto the soil have got blackening on, so we'll get those cleaned up. But the stems are carrying the black soot as well, so we'll get another of the cotton wipes and we'll try and be careful and clean up all these leaves. These are all leaves that have come in since we did the defoliation, so you know, we don't want to cause them any damage, but we do need to get rid of all this black sooty mould that's on there. There's quite a bit, and the smaller leaves are covered in it just as much as the larger leaves, so they have been continually attacked or continually drained of their energy by whatever flies have been in there secreting on them. So if I just keep working my way around the leaves and get them cleaned up, cleaning the top of the leaves and the base of the leaves, the underside, just to make sure that we get rid of as much of this as possible before they go back in the tent. There's no signs of any flies, and there's no real signs of eggs or anything like that, but if we get rid of the soot, any that are being harboured in the soot that might come out, obviously we'll have dealt with it. Yeah, there's a lot of the mould on these leaves. I'm glad that we're doing it, but it's a shame that we're having to, but we'll try and do it and not damage the leaves, which is easily done. It's leaving the leaves nice and silky to the touch after we've got the soot off, and that'll be the detergent probably that's leaving a little bit of residue, and the leaf itself being a nice silky leaf. It's not as therapeutic as working on roots, I must say. This sort of work for me, it's like, oh, I just need to get it done. Whereas when you're working with roots, I can sit there for hours and hours working away at a root system, but cleaning leaves, although it's the bit that you see, you know, the aesthetic side of the tree, it's not one of my favourite parts of all of this, and something that I hope not to have to do too often. Very time consuming, and you know that you're spending the time on it, but the tree will be a lot healthier for it, and we will be a lot happier for it when we look at the tree and see how lovely it looks. So all that being said, it's got to be done, we've got to do it, so we just have to take the time to do it. So just keep rotating around so that I can get to all the leaves. So we're almost done. So we'll just continue to carry on the cleaning by working our way down the branch, and by taking all this off we're exposing a nicer, greener branch there. It looked black just a moment ago, and cleaning it up has exposed it to be a nice greener branch. And the brown branch, the older trunk, also coming up nicely. We'll just get the toothbrush in on the action. So we've worked our way around this really well, and we'll just keep going around now just to take off the final bits that we've just happened to have missed. And There are a few little bits there that we've just slightly missed or stayed on as we were cleaning, but these wipes actually do a pretty bang up job. So there's still a lot coming off of the branch system, which we did clean up last time, so there's certainly been something within that tent again that's caused us these issues. It was cleaned and really worked on previously. I've not seen anything flying around in there for a good while, so hopefully whatever has been there is gone. But we can only keep working until we know that it has gone. Okay, so I'll just rotate the tree around and just look for any residue, any more. Down to my last pad now. There are a couple of little bits that I can see, so we'll just keep going around and wiping away at the leaves and get them nice and clean. So these leaves will now do a lot better under the lights. Obviously being covered in that sooty mould has done the tree no favours, but we finally got round to it, pulled it out and give it the clean that it needs to carry on. One little leaf here. And I think that's pretty much it. So we'll just give the branch system a final wipe. Trying to be careful with it, and just keep getting as much of the residue off as possible. And that looks to be it. So there she is, nice and clean, ready to go back into the tent upstairs. We won't do any work on it other than the clean. We'll just go and give it a spray with some nice clean water to rinse off that soapiness and get them back into the tent upstairs. So for now, I've been Scott Winard. This is Let's Do Bonsai. Thanks for watching. I hope that you're all staying safe and staying well during these unprecedented times that we find ourselves in, and we'll see you on the next one.